Hello, 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 my friends. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. This layout is entitled Gabriel, and the layout and actually the photo is from my sister-in-law's bridal shower. Um, so then she was my brother's fiance, and now she is my sister. Um, and the photographer snapped a quick photo of the kids there, and this is one of the photos that beautifully emerged from the camera roll, and this is of my nephew Gabriel. And so I decided that I was going to use the Dear Lizzie collection, She's Magic, and I was gifted this beautiful collection from the incredible Vicky Booten, and I've been wanting to use it for a little while. I just didn't. I was kind of taking a scrapbooking break. Let's be serious. Let's be honest here. And so a few days ago, I wanted to get back into it and I wanted to create something, and here I am. This is what I created. This collection is pretty special because it's slightly iridescent. Bits and pieces of this collection have this pearlized finish to it, and it's lovely. You can kind of tell on screen with those florals, but not really. It's really hard to pick up on camera. Excuse me. And I really wanted to use it and challenge myself and create a layout for my nephew using this collection and using the florals. Now I kind of had an idea going into it what I wanted to do. I didn't know if it was going to work out, but I knew that it was going to be super quick and super easy and very clean. Not my traditional kind of looking layouts. So the format that I'm using is 8.5 by 11, and so I'm enjoying this. I'm enjoying this size of scrapbooking. It's quick and easy, and things come together a lot easier. There's a lot less thought for me that personally goes into it. I feel like when I have such a large canvas like the 12 by 12, I kind of start to overthink and feel like I need to add things to every single piece, every single like square inch of you know, paper. So I just matted the photo simply, and I'm going to place it on the top third of the background paper there. And I'm taking the florals, and yes, I'm using florals for a little boy, but he's so gosh darn cute, and I feel like this layout could be very feminine, but kind of masculine as well. The background I have anchored with that blue kind of circle background paper, and so I feel like it all works. I'm also matting the photo or popping up the photo on some dimensional foam. How many times can I say foam? And so, you know, the layout is not going to be super complicated or, you know, overdone. I am trying to scrapbook my photos. This is the bottom line for me. Not everything has to be a grand production. I really want to get photos documented. I really want to get, you know, photos in my albums. Otherwise, they're just going to continue to build up, and Lina won't have scrapped anything. So here's the layout so far. So I've just taken the florals from this collection, and they are pearlized. They are beautiful, and I'm sad that I used all of them. And now I'm taking these are the stickers and the tiny words, and I'm just going to add a bit of this is how I add my, you know, sentiments, because I do not do journaling on my layouts. And so bits and pieces like this really allow me to vocalize, or, you know, what I want to say without actually having to write it down on the layout. And of course, on the back of, you know, layouts, I, you know, add any pertinent information that I want to remember, like the age of a person or where we were, what we were doing, but I don't make stories out of things. So I'm taking this tag here from the ephemera collection. I'm just sticking it at the top there. And I'm going to grab some bits and pieces and just add a bit more. You're going to see that I start with my title soon. And I made many blunders, but I left them in to show you that not everything comes freely and organically. Sometimes we have to take things off, step back, and, realize whether we like them or not. And sometimes we add more and sometimes we remove. So here's where I start with my title. So I wanted to put it at the bottom. And by the way, I'm using the Fancy Pants Puffy Alpha in Goodfellows. This is very old. It's a light kind of baby blue color with just a very subtle grid check. It's a kind of grid. Um, and so I wanted the title to be just his name, but where I put it, I was like, well, there's definitely something missing there. And then I decided, well, I have all this empty space in the photo on the left-hand side because he's sitting more towards the right, so why don't I just put it there on the left-hand side? And then I realized that I had the stickers there. So off those popped. Now I start gluing down his name, and you'll see that I add all the alphas there, and then I get towards the end and realize, crap, I don't have enough room here. And the alphas are going to be hitting his head, and I did not want that. So I take them off, and I add more glue, and I move them over. And then you'll see that I realize that that's still not good enough. And the letters are still going to bump this poor child in the head. And I did not want that. That's not, what I wanted aesthetically. I don't want the letters to be on his head. It just doesn't look right. They should not be hitting him in the head. And so I decide, okay, let's try this again. So I pick up the letters again that thankfully weren't exactly glued down yet. I hadn't really glued them and pushed them down and let the glue settle. So I move them over once again. And finally I decide, okay, this is where they're going to stay. I can only move them to the left so much without that G being off the page completely. So now they're not hitting poor Gabriel in the head. And now here's where I decide, well, it looks kind of bare, it looks kind of empty. I need something else. I try very hard to do very minimalistic and simple layouts, but in my mind, it doesn't work. It does not work. I can't do it. Sometimes I think to myself, be the little train that can. You're Thomas the Train, Lina. You can do it. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm not happy with the way my layouts look, so I just add more. So, and this is exactly what happened here. So, but in doing this, first of all, I was completely happy with the end result. And second of all, I think it added a bit of masculinity that it needed. It needed a bit of heaviness with these tags here to the side. It needed a bit of anchoring. I just feel like it needed it. So I'm happy that I listened to my gut and I continued to glue things down. So I'm just going through the ephemera pack here. Actually, they're called die cut shapes, and just picking the best ones that I feel fit. I decided to take this top piece of that note, and it says take note. So it kind of says like it's take note, Gabriel. I'm going to add that last white tag as well. Lastly, as I clean up, I am going to add some Heidi Swap Color Shine. And see, I keep trying to make those little tags work, but they don't, and that's okay. In this case, they ended up going to the garbage because there was glue on the back of them. They just did not work. And that was my layout. That is my simple layout. And this totally works for me, and I really enjoyed making this. You know why? Because it's quick, and it took me 20 minutes from the moment I sat down and started recording to my finished complete product. And sometimes your layouts don't need to take 45 minutes to an hour, and they can be quick. And I need to remind myself that if I've got half an hour, sit at your desk, Lina, and create. And I think we all need to remember that in order to get things documented and get things done. I'm not saying do it sloppily. I'm not saying, make it look a rushed mess, but sit down. And you know what? Just in case you don't finish, you can come back to it. And I need to remember that sometimes I don't have an hour to sit down at my desk. I may have 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes. Just start creating, because at the end of the day, I always feel better when I create. So that's a lot of rambling from me, this layout. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys will tune back and come watch some more. I appreciate all of you. I hope you guys are having a fantastic new year. We'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye.